welcome back to my channel. You know, another year has come and gone just like that. And just like I have for the last previous years, I thought I would share with you my top 20 games that I want to beat for the year 2022. So, with that, let's get right into it. So the first game that I want to get through is Kirby Star Allies. Now, as many of you know, I am a big Super Smash Bros. Fan and player, and every time I play that game or a series of games, I'm always sort of wishing I would play some of the games that these various characters come from. And the one that always gets me is Kirby games. And this year, for the 2021, for the first time, I actually played a Kirby game, several Kirby games, the original on the NES, and really liked them. And so I'm looking forward to playing this game on the Switch, a much more newer version, much more, glossy and better graphics and things, although graphics aren't everything. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that and playing this game. I think it'd be quite a fun game to go through. The next game on the Switch, it's a game that I didn't get around to on the Wii U, and they ported it over to the Switch like they did with most of the Wii U library, unfortunately, and that is Yoshi's Crafted World. So I think on the Wii U it was Woolly World or something like that, so this is, I think, the next one up. Very interesting concept. I like Yoshi games. I think this is going to be a really fun game to go through. And actually get off the backlog. I've had it for a number of years now, so it'd be nice to get to it. This is a game that I have been eyeing for quite some time to get off my backlog and just play. When it was first announced, I was super excited for it and could not wait to play it, and I honestly thought I'd play it day one as soon as I got it, but I didn't. And it just kind of fell to the wayside, which happens to a lot of us gamers. We buy these games and they just end up sitting if we don't get to them right away. And this game is Super Mario Odyssey. I have heard wonderful things about this game, and being a Mario fan, I need to play this. Many people say this is a definite predecessor to Mario 64. It has that whole spirit similar with Mario Galaxy. That free spirit of running around in a 3D level. They say this is the epitome of that, and I would definitely like to experience that, as Mario 64 is one of my favorite games, if not one of my top favorite games. I think the favorite game for me. So this is going to be really fun to see if that rivals it or not. The next game is a game that, for those of you that have watched my games that I beat in 2021, will realize that I did beat the first installment, and I also beat the second installment into this series, or franchise I should say now. And this is the latest one into the series after a very long drought in the series, and that is Luigis Mansion 3. My wife actually skipped the first two. She does, unlike myself, she doesn't care for the sort of the historical aspect and try to understand where some of these games came from to get an appreciation for it. So she right away played this year and got pretty far in it. I don't know if she beat it or not. I don't think so. But she said it was pretty fun. So I would like to do that in October. Of course, I always have one spooky game to play in October for Halloween, and this is the one I've picked. Now, a game for the 3DS that I've had for a very long time, and I think I started playing it just the first level, and then I stopped. And I think, if I remember correctly, I played most of this, either this one or there was another one that was similar to this on the Game Boy Advance, but I never beaten it. So I'd like to beat it, and that is New Yoshi's Island. I have a lot of great memories playing, these Yoshi platformers as a kid. I never beat any of them. I never got very far. But, it'll be nice to go back and just sort of play through the levels and enjoy them and just have that nostalgia. The next game on my list to beat is a game that I've always wanted to beat, but I've played on the N64 a lot, and that is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. What a classic game. I have played through it many times. I've almost beaten it, just never got to the end. And I thought, you know what, that's a shame, and I'm trying to go through a lot of the Zelda games and actually beat them, instead of just playing them and tossing them aside. So I thought this year I'll do that. The next game on my list to beat is Ratchet Clank. That was the re-release on the PlayStation 4. I just never got around to playing it. I've had it for a long time. I've never played any of the Ratchet Clank games. So I wanted to get into it, especially now that I have a PlayStation 5 that I got for Christmas, and I got Ratchet Clank Rift Apart. I thought I'd play this first before I do that. The next game is a more recent game that I got for Christmas, and that is Guardians of the Galaxy. I've heard wonderful things about this game, and think that it's going to be a lot of fun to go through this and play it this year. Another game on my list that's very reminiscent, from what I hear, of things like GTA, so I'll probably like it a lot. Mafia III. I think this is going to be really fun playing through this. I've had it for a very long time as well on the PlayStation 4. Most of these are PlayStation 4 titles that I've just collected over the years, and I want to get to them now. The next is the original Watch Dogs. I have never played the series, never got into it. I've been recommended it by several people, and so I thought, you know what, I'll give it a try this year, get it off my list, and play at least the first one. And if it's as good as people say, I might go through the whole series pretty quickly, if it's really good, like from what I hear, like a GTA style. Another game on my list that I have played through about 7 times, never beat it though, but that's going to change this year. I would like to go through and beat the first Kingdom Hearts. So this here is the Kingdom Hearts, the story so far. It's got all the different Kingdom Hearts and all the different stuff from the 3DS and so on, or the DS games. So I'd like to beat the original Kingdom Hearts. It's a thing I have never beaten yet, and I would love to do so. The next game is another one that came out relatively recently this year, and that's SpongeBob, the Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. I think this is going to be a lot of fun, especially with my 2 daughters. They're going to love it, and my wife as well. Another game that I got for Christmas that I think would be a lot of fun, and I promise myself always to play at least a couple of games that I get for Christmas. And to make sure I do this year, I want to play the Lego Harry Potter collection, years 1 till 4, and at least get that off of the backlog. So I think that'll be quite fun. I like the Lego games. They're actually very fun and quite enjoyable for me. A series I've known for quite a while, but I've just never bothered to play with until, well, relatively recently. And I played a little bit of it, and that is Ninokuni Remastered, the Wrath of the White Witch. I think would be quite enjoyable. It's a beautiful RPG, a wonderful art style. Absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot wait to dive into that. The next game on my list is another really big RPG, and so this year I've decided I only have 1 or 2 big RPGs, because last year I had so many, and I had so many going, it was really difficult to keep track of. But this one I've been really looking forward to, and I've never played a single game in the series, but I've heard lots about it, and that is the Persona series, and this is Persona 5. I figured I'd jump right into the Persona 5 and do the Royal Edition and sink my teeth in. If it's something that catches my eye, which it probably will from what I've seen from the reviews and gameplay, I guarantee you I'm going to enjoy this game like you can't believe, and probably want to play the others in the series. The next game on my list is a continuation from last year's gaming, and that is Shenmue II. So I played Shenmue 1, and I have a retrospective on it on this channel. Or at least coming out, I think. Depends when this is released. But I want to get to Shenmue 2. I think it'd be quite an enjoyable game. I really enjoyed this Shenmue series so far. The next on my list is to play Spyro Raptors Rage, which is the second Spyro entry. I have played through all the 3 main Spyro games on the PlayStation 1 back in the day at my friend's house, playing a little bit here and there. But never got to play through the whole thing myself or experience myself, so this would be quite nice to do that, as well as probably my daughter Aurora will play that with me. And the next game on my list is to go through and finish Crash 3. You know, I heard it's a much easier game than the first and the second one. So let's see. The second one was actually pretty good. I enjoyed that a lot. So I'm hoping 3 will be just as good. And the next game on my list is to play Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. So I played through the original Assassin's Creed for the games to beat in 2021, and I just had such a hankering for it that I played Assassin's Creed 2, and then I said, this year I want to play Assassin's Creed 3. Chances are I'll probably play Assassin's Creed Revelations right after, because when I get into these games, especially this era of Assassin's Creed with Ezio, oh, it's just a wonderful time. I just absolutely love it. And the last game, I don't actually have a physical copy. It's on my, at the moment, Xbox on Game Pass. Hopefully it stays. If not, I'll just buy it. Or buy it at the PlayStation Store, doesn't really matter. Is Yakuza 0. I love Yakuza 1, or the original Yakuza Kiwami. Absolutely fantastic. And I fell in love with the series like that. It's my cup of tea. And I looked, when I first started to get into that series, and where to start, I said, where do I want to start with this series? And I had recommendations to start, you know, either at 1 or 0. And so they said if you play the first one first, Yakuza Kiwami, then when you play 0, you can get a lot of the references and people, and you can see where people's backstories and so on, and get some context. So that's what I did. And so this year, I'm going to hopefully play all the way through Yakuza 0. So I'm looking really, really forward to that. A lot of great games, a lot of PlayStation games this year, because I've really amassed a collection of PlayStation games, and because I've been playing a lot of older stuff, and it's just building up. So I thought, let's get through some of those. So with that, guys, let me know your thoughts of what games you'd like to beat in 2022 down in the comments below. Let me know, are any of these games any good? What should I look forward to? Any pitfalls, etc.? And please, like as always, have a great day. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye for now.